Hi everybody, it's Allie from Paper Cut Goods, and I'm back today with another quick video using the Everyday Explorers local travel stamp. And you can see the original layout that I did using the stamp kit in the Retro Hit magazine summer issue for 2021. And there I was just showing you real quick some background pages that I made using the branding strips from different 12 by 12 papers. And this one I also made. You can see the branding strips at the top and the bottom there. And it's got quite a bit more actual white space, and I just thought this was a good fit for this photo and story I wanted to tell. And like I did previously, I had stamped some images and then fussy cut them out by hand, just because I like to use them in that format a lot of times more as a die cut, so that I can maneuver them and make sure I get a good clean stamp. I can pop them up, I can put things behind them that you couldn't necessarily stamp over. So right there you're pretty much looking at the final layout. This one is a real quick video. But I liked these two images that you see at the top and the bottom. They both have an arrow. The top one points down and the bottom one points up, so that made it pretty easy in terms of deciding where on the page those would go. I think the sentiments really fit well for our life, at least right now, with teenage girls. They love to go explore and take photos for Instagram, and so we do a lot of that just locally around our small town and surrounding small towns, and then oftentimes in the city. So I'm doing a little bit of journaling. I try to include some meaningful journaling on every layout, but lots of times I feel like aesthetically it just doesn't, there's just not a place for it visually on the layout. So my go-to method of late has definitely been hidden journaling. So you'll see here I'm kind of making a little pocket for that journaling tag by gluing down my photo kind of everywhere else. So I like to think that in later years my grandkids and their kids will have these layouts and they'll find these little strings poking out and try to pull on everyone, making all these layouts a little bit interactive. So that weekend wandering stamp I really love. It fits so perfectly there, and kind of brings some of that solid black imagery to the photo. And this stamp set has a mix of kind of those solid, heavily pigmented ink images, and I've used 3 of them in this layout. But additionally, there's also some that are just kind of words and text and images that are outlines and not such a solid ink color. But for this layout in particular, I like that all 3 were heavily pigmented with the black. So I'm working in a couple extra arrows. You can see up in the right corner, I pulled out my photo box that stores labels, and then I pulled out a similar one that stores all different kinds of arrows. And I just used some old, I think they're Studio Calico from an old kit, to work in and kind of just emphasize the focus on the photo. These cork dots are a treasured embellishment. I don't think that Michaels makes these anymore. I got them several years ago, and I think I got 2 packages at the time. They were on clearance. I haven't seen them since, and I really, really just love them. Like in lieu of an enamel dot, sometimes it's just that additional texture, kind of a little bit more of a natural element, and I really love them and I covet them, and it's a big deal for me to pull them out and use them on a layout. But I just thought that they worked really well here. But you know, when I was doing this layout, I realized that I really struggle with the placement of little bits like this, sort of things that function as enamel dots. I really struggle with the placement. It doesn't come naturally to me. But there it is. There is the final layout. Very simple. Sometimes I like to just take a step back and let the photos and the few elements that I choose really shine on a layout. And this is one of those. So thanks so much for watching.